And good morning. I have mixed emotions about this. These, see this check? I don't think you can read it, but that's from the IRS. It's my rather late second stimulus. Now, I can put that. I can find something to do with it, but I wonder how we're going to pay all of it back, and who's going to get charged for mine. Isn't that something? The government takes on all this, and I'm going to move that so it's not blaring. Um, it, there's nothing free. Somebody has to pay for it. That's how I feel about commercials. Commercials on television and radio are necessary if we're going to have the broadcasts. But I'd skip through them. Things go on in commercials today that are social statements, and I don't agree with that. Just like I don't think that athletics, pro football, basketball, any of it should be political. They should just play the game and shut their mouths if they wanted to say something individually, but and we can ignore them. They're influenced our youth. All right, I saw what was his name? Barkley made a big splash when he said that he wasn't a model. He was just a basketball player that was paid to take the ball away and beat the other team. Parents were the models. That's true. Those of us who have been through divorce with precious children, if they don't turn out good, it's on us. It's on me. So far, they've done pretty good. Either that or we have good thespians as Austins. I have suspicions, but that's okay. Now, I have my coffee here this morning. You know what's on my mind? Stimulus. Now, I have a bank account that I just opened when I moved back to Bryant. I have one in Dallas, but I wanted to use one locally. I made the minimum deposit so I can have one active, and I wanted to deposit my stimulus check. It won't let me in. And I can't find anybody to help me because it's Saturday. Do you remember? I do. I remember Travis B. Bryan Jr. as my banker. Not only my banker, but the most precious, special friend I ever had. I loved him. He was kind. He was generous. He was supportive. I didn't have a better leading citizen in Bryan College Station that supported my choirs and my efforts at SFA and Lamar than Bryan. Travis. Little Trav. I miss that man. And if you're really honest, those of you who have still remained in Bryan miss him also. He was beneficial to the school, the athletics. He's the one that brought Merrill Green in here. If anything good happened at Bryan High School, it was because Travis was behind it. And no wonder we named the school. I just wish it had stayed Broncos. No, he had such he had such influence. He liked the Minnesota Viking football team. So guess what? When the new school was built, that was my last year, by the way, teaching at SFA. I didn't go over to Bryan. They had a different choir director. He didn't last as long as I did. And they called it Bryan Vikings. It'll always be the Bryan Broncos to me. But anyway, the stimulus, I can understand with COVID closing places and having all this chaos. And I just pray that it wasn't a political ploy. I pray that it was legitimate. I know it took a lot of people's lives. It cost a lot of money. And there are people that are may not ever recover. But I don't think the government is stable enough to keep us afloat. I don't know what the answer is. We certainly cannot keep the coffers full unless there is business going on. Oh, I tell you. I have some visiting angels coming in here. They're not the visiting angels. They're caregivers. They're not the angels we'll see on television. But they're quality people, and they come in 3 hours a day, take care of me. I really am not that difficult, I don't think. I take a shower 3 times a week. I smell good. But, I don't know what difference it makes. There's nobody in here but me. At one time, I was sharing this room with bed bugs, but we got rid of those. You see, I'm in the master bedroom of a house that we built. That was built 1962. We purchased it in 1963. These homes on Carter Creek at this particular block were mostly speculative from a builder in Somerville. And this house, for some reason, sat empty. Everybody else sold every other house, but this one was empty, and we got it at a good price. And when I came back, through the grace of my daughter and granddaughter, and took over the master bedroom as my corner studio under the shadow of Kyle Field. The electricity is old, so we're having to redo that because I'm running a lot of electronics here. I haven't been able to outlive electronics all my life. But anyway, stimulus, I'm so pleased that it is being used for the right purposes by people, but how are we going to pay it back? And I do fault the government for becoming the benefactor of everyone. Never was intended that way. I have a feeling in 2 years, it's going to be a change in the political scene. And that's what I get from my box of chocolates. Gig them right here under the shadow of Kyle Field. Amen.